Hey guys, so now let's take a look at what we're going to do now that is build this header. Okay, you can see that it has this behavior. Okay, so this one, okay, is because it has some spacing there. Okay, sorry about that. You have 10 updates available. Okay, I don't give a. So you can see we have this little navigation and okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, this Adobe XD. So and also is responsive, as you can see, of course. So this is the based on the design that we built last time. So we're going to make it a reality using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to add some functionality to the navigation. So let me let's close this and let's do the first thing that we need to do, that I'm inside Adobe XD. So I will select the mask group. Remember that we use a mask in order to remove some of the things that we didn't want on this vector. So we're going to go and say export selected. We're going to export it as SVG and export. Okay, so let me move this and you can see we have this mask group 1, which is this one. And now we're going to add, select this one and export it using the same way, export and selected, which is Control E and export. So we have that. Let's just do this and we will first create a new folder called landing page header YouTube. Let's call it like that. Hit enter, go inside there, and we're going to create, so let me just click here. We're going to create a new index.html. Yes, I want to do that, and we want to create a new main.css. So okay, and we need also a folder for our assets. Okay, so we have that, we have our index.html or main CSS, and we're going to move inside the designers and the mask group. Okay, so we have that. Now, so I already have the colors and all that, so let me show you how you can get those. If you click here, you can click this and you will copy this, okay, for your background inside the body. So let's actually do that because I think I changed that color too. So let's open this with code. Let's see if this doesn't lock because Adobe XD and the services by Adobe take a ton of resources, also VS Code. So let's hope this doesn't crash, VS Code or Adobe XD. So one of those two might crash, at least in my setup. So I don't have a powerful setup, but it allows me to work with Node.js, Angular, and the rest. But sometimes Adobe services and products tend to eat a ton of RAM. So let me just show you this. We have, I'm using Emmet. So go inside your extensions on VS Code and install Emmet. I'm just going to use it to add the bare bones of the HTML5 file. So we will do that. And of course, we're going to use live server, as you can see we have here, okay, in order to run our application inside the browser. So you can see that it will add this, okay, go live in the bottom. So that is what we're going to do. Go and install those. You might need to restart VS Code, but that's not a big deal. So once you have that, we are going to use HTML, and you will have these abbreviations by Emmet. So select one and hit tab, and you will get the bare bones. Now we're going to call it semantic websites. Let's call it like that. Save it, and we're going to use a link in order to get our style sheet. The relationship of this file is a style sheet. The H reference, sorry, is, well, it showed me that main CSS, and we used to do the type text CSS before, but I think now it's not required, but just in case, let's do that. Okay, so save this. Now what I'm going to do is to say body, and just give me a second. I'm going to grab my other in order to add some styling to the body right away. Okay, so we're going to say background, and as I told you, let's grab this Xcode, okay, all of it, okay, minimize this, and let's paste it there and save. We don't have the application running, so let's click go live there in the bottom, and you can see it opens on Edge because that is still my main browser. So let me just copy this and open the Chrome browser, and let's wait a second, and you can see we have that color as background. So that's the only thing I need right now. Okay, I'm not going to follow all the specifications. I already have those, so you can see we will use 65 pixels of poppins, the font poppins in this header. Later, this is not kind of marketing or a full UX course, but later we will see how to make headers, how to make this more user friendly in order for the user to understand what you are delivering. We're going to check forms and all that, the designs, and what is the best way in terms of marketing in order to get more clients. Okay, but that will be another course. Right now we're just focusing on how to just make something look kind of better and pass this Adobe XD design into the browser. So I'm just going to close this because I don't need it anymore. Okay, I have my own file now built, so I can follow that. So let's just do that. Of course, if you have a design, you will need to look at it if you haven't built anything. But right now, we're just going to design it this way to see, because I will also need to explain some things and to have Adobe XD open with all the resources that it consumes, not Adobe XD per se, but the services that it has. Then it's going to make this a little slower. So let's go and keep coding. So positioning, we're going to position the body as relative. We are not going to change any positioning. Okay, so we're just going to set it to relative, so it contains other absolute position elements. The overflow X is going to be hidden. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, no, I'm just waiting for something. Padding 0 pixels. I just had an interview 1 hour ago, so I'm waiting for something. So yeah, let's see if that happens. So that's with a company here in Mexico. So sorry if I have my mobile there making some noises. So what we're doing here, we're going to remove the padding and margin, and we're going to make overflow X of hidden, because everything that goes to the right, as we are going to position that image, is going to push the browser to the right, making it to display a scroll bar here on the bottom. So we don't want that, so that's why we're going to say overflow X hidden, so it's going to hide the rest of the image and any other element that goes to that place. Font family is going to be popping, so let's actually go to Google Fonts. Google Fonts. I typed that wrong as usual. So we're going to look for Poppins. Okay, we have that, and we can customize and we can get the black, but let's just keep it like this because it will add more load time. So we can make it bold using CSS. So let's grab that and let's go to the index. We can add it to the index, or we can add it to the main CSS. So let's save this. But right now, since this is just a file, one HTML file, we're just going to add it inside the HTML file, the index file. So we have that. That's all we need. And let's just build this. So let's say, no, sorry, header no. For this video, I'm going to add the rest of the index in HTML information, and we're going to continue with the CSS in the next video. Okay, so this is going to be a series of maybe 3 parts, because we're going to cover a ton of things, and I'm going to explain those. That's why it's going to take a bit. So what's the point in order for me to build something and just code it without explaining? So image, we're going to add everything here. Image source, assets, and this one is going to be the mask group. I'm going to say it as image, not as background. And we're going to give it the class of, I gave it the class of thing because, well, you could give it the class of shapes, whatever name you think is descriptive enough. Now we're going to build a navbar. We're going to try to make this as semantic as possible. So UL, this one is going to be the first UL. The logo, where the logo should go, edge reference. So anchor edge reference. This one is not going to go anywhere. And we're going to say easy sites, something like that. And below, we're going to add the next code. Let me just copy this, which is going to be our menu. Right now it's going to be div id menu and tree span with the class of bar inside. So that is the first UL that we are going to build. The second UL is going to be, let's say UL, it's going to have this class, sorry, of toggle. So now, let's say list h reference. This one, of course, is not going to go anywhere because we don't have any other pages, but this is just for looks and to practice. So pricing is going to be the link here, and we're just going to copy this and paste it. So we're going to go with services, and this one is about. So that is our navigation. So let's just remove all the space we have there and take a look at it in the browser. So okay, we cannot see that the menu, because this one, the image is taking the entire. Okay, we can see these bullet points. The menu is down here actually, because the image right now is taking all the space, but we will fix that later with CSS. That's why I'm going to do it in another video. So we're going to go now with a header still inside the div but below the navigation. So header, let's say div. So this one, let me just copy that, copy and paste. Build SEO friendly breakpoint or break tag websites with ease. This is going to allow us to move the next part to the next line. Okay, so let's save this and let's see how this looks. We need to scroll down and you can see we have this h1. Sorry, that is an h1, not a div. Why? I think I said h1 but actually added a div for some reason. Okay, and there's a problem here. Header, navigation. What the hell happened there? So this is actually a div. What the hell? Okay, so now this looks good. For some reason, maybe I double clicked and it changed the h1 into a div. Sometimes it happens with VS Code that they added actually the ability to, you can see that the two tags are changing if I type something. So maybe that happened. I don't know, or I just typed that wrong. Sorry about that if I did. Now we're going to add a simple paragraph with some text. So you can type there whatever you want. So let's go to view a toggle word wrap. Right now it's a lorem ipsum. I just went to lorem ipsum. I know there's an extension for VS Code, but I don't care about that. So we can generate, and I just grab the first line. Okay, it's kind of, well, yeah, the first two paragraph, and that's it. So you can see that the first three, I think, or four, I don't know, just to give some text to the application. Now we're going to create a new div with the class CTAs, that is the call to action, or the two buttons that are the call to action. So let's say anchor, we're going to give this one a class of trial. It's going to have an edge reference of this. It's not going to go anywhere actually, and we're going to say download trial. Let's keep it like that. We're going to skip for now the font, the icon. So we can build the other one. Class equals to learn more edge reference, and we're going to say learn more, and let's save it. So we should have, okay, it's actually the same color as the background, but we're going to change that in a second, so don't worry too much about that. So we have already CTAs, and we're going to add now the image. So let's go. Sorry, I thought I was outside of the header, so let's move that outside of the header. So I don't know what the hell is going on with me. It seems that I cannot see. Oh, sorry. It's okay. Damn, sorry. I just, as I said, I just had an interview and I'm kind of anxious and waiting for the tests that they they were going to send me, but I don't know if that is going to be today or maybe next week, because they're just checking, meeting people and doing all that. That's how processes are. So my head is kinda in other place. So actually, this div, this should go inside a div, because we're going to add some styling to that. So I'm just going to move this so you can see we're going to wrap all this that we did, the h1 paragraph and div CTAs, inside another div. And now we can add an image, because we're going to move this as a single section or single part, and the image is going to be another individual part. So source is going to be assets and designers.spg. And let's close this one, and we're going to use the class. I'm going to give it the class designers, and just like that. So we can see we have the two images that we need, the h1, the paragraph, and the navigation. So let's go to font awesome, in order to finish now this video. They made some changes, okay, to how they deliver the service before, and now we can click here, start for free, and they will ask us for our HTML in order to give us a personalized HTML, sorry, or email, in order to give us a personalized link. So, or I think that is the case. So you will add your email, send kit code, and you will receive a URL, or you should receive a URL. So what I'm going to do now is to create a new script here. So this is what they're going to send you, something similar to this: https kitfonawesome.com and the ID of that file, kinda. So I don't know why they did that, since this isn't something that you would like to be personalized. But okay, I think it's because since you can select several icons with the other tiers, with the paid tiers, then I think that's the idea, to have different personalized setups using different icons. So well, yeah. So we're using the free. I'm using the free version. So you just sign in and do what they tell you, and that's all. And with this, let's just add two non-breaking space. We add a semicolon there. So these are two spaces that I'm going to add using these entities. Then we can use now the I, the which is going to stand for icon once we have this font awesome script. So the class is going to be fa download, and we don't need to add any name to that. So let's see how this looks. Okay, this should go. Okay, we cannot see that, but let's just do the same, and we will change the color in a second. Or we will do that in the next video, I think. I class fa arrow right. So where I got those names, so we can go to font awesome, and you can see they give you some names below this. So if I go to arrow, not like that, but double R arrow, so you can see we have several arrows that we can use in the free version. Okay, this one are you need to pay, and I'm using, can't remember which one I'm using, but yeah, it's this one, arrow right. So I think it's this one. Let's click this one and let's see what they give us. Yeah, fast arrow right. So this is the one I'm looking. So you just click and you copy that HTML and you just paste it. So let's select all this and paste it. Well, it selects everything. So yeah. So that is how you get the namings of the icons that you can use. The ones that are grayed out are for the pro versions. You need to pay for that. And the ones that are in this dark gray are the ones that you can use. Okay. So we have that, and let's just select all this. Okay. I can see the two icons, but of course you won't be able to see that. But we will fix that in the next video. So let's just save this, and we already have everything inside the HTML. Now in the next video we're going to take the CSS and add it inside, so we can now start looking these things with certain order. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.